live yet?
No, here.
All right, welcome to Dunbar City Council meeting, September 2021 at 7 p.m. Pastor Keeney, would you mind doing the invocation?
All right, let's pray. Father, thank you for the day you've given to us, the day that you've given us to enjoy. I pray that you bless this evening, the meeting, give each one wisdom, grant them favor, Lord, as they make decisions for this city. I pray, Lord, that we would all keep our eyes turned to you for wisdom and guidance. We ask your blessing in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Faulkner is not here tonight, so I'll do the roll call. Steve Harder.
Here.
Mike Scipio.
Here.
Doug Fleshman.
Here.
Bobby.
Here.
Greg.
Here.
Jim.
Here.
Sharon Dean.
Here.
And Linda Barnes.
I'm here.
Having a quorum present, I now declare this meeting an open meeting. First item on the agenda is for the approval of the September 7th, 2021 minutes.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for September 7th, 2021 as read.
Second.
Have a motion on the floor by Greg Wolf, second by Doug Fleshman to approve the minutes for the September 7th, 2021 minutes. Do you have anything? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the invoices submitted for payment of $204,398.28.
Make a motion, we pay invoices total $204,398.28.
I'll second.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, second by Linda Vargas, to submit the payments to, for this submittable of the payments of $204,398.28. Is there any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the approval of service proposal for the rec center for the city of St. Thomas.
I'd like to make a motion that we table both item A and item B, which is for City Hall and Rec Center, and in fact, vote for hard to understand. You clarification.
I'll second.
Have a motion on the floor to table item A and item B, which is the approval of service proposal for the rec center and for City Hall from Centos by Mike Scipio, seconded by Linda Vargas. Anybody have any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is approval to purchase a paint striper from Kelly Crestwell, which is a company out of Ohio, for $5,893.22.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion on the floor to approve the purchase of a paint striper from Kelly Crestwell Corporation for $5,893.22. This is a paint striper that will stripe all the curbs, all the stripings on the streets and everything. And it should take care of everything we have to do in the city. Jim Hughes, seconded by Greg Wolf. Is there any discussion or any questions about this? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is approval to purchase a GMC 8500 flatbed truck from West Virginia Surplus for $14,500.
Make that motion, that money will come from the COVID fund. Second.
We're talking about the first funds that we had.
First, CARES Act.
CARES Act.
Rescue.
I have a A motion on the floor to approve to purchase a GMC 8500 flatbed truck from Western Virginia surplus for $14,500 by Mike Scipio, seconded by Greg Wolf. Is there any other discussion or questions about this? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is discussion and approval for the pay of the Dunbar firefighters for the Juneteenth holiday, which was June the 19th.
All of our employees were paid, holiday pay, except the firemen during that time. They were not paid because it's working within the contract. The finance committee has recommended that the council go ahead and pay them for this under regular holiday pay.
Up to, is there any other kind of hours?
12 hours, yes.
Well,
Anybody want to second that?
I'll second.
Steve. Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Steve Arnott, to approve the pay for the Dunbar firefighters for the June 19th holiday pay, up to 12 hours of pay. Is there any questions or discussion on this?
Mayor, people will be talking about every resistance. Does he need to add to that budget? This is a one time.
For this year only?
For this year,
yes.
Yeah, because it has not officially, it was called to last minute from the governor. This has not been approved to be a state law yet. It was a recommendation by the governor, and I believe that would only cover this year.
all of our community are the same.
Everybody else got it, and they won't get it again next year unless it's approved by the governor.
Right.
If not, if there's no more questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the City of Dunbar Code and Pay Policy.
Mr. Mayor, since we haven't seen the policy, we got it just before the meeting, I move that we table this COVID policy till the next time.
I'll second it.
I will tell you with this, the policy that you were provided is the federal guidelines, and that's what everybody around the state has followed. We have approximately 5 or 6 employees, one that's not getting paid for the 2 weeks that he was off until this is resolved. The other ones had enough sick time. This was a brand new employee. Actually, there's 2 brand new employees that will not get paid during this waiting time, so we need to step on this and get it quickly. And just stand by and have a meeting.
Yeah, we have a 4-person committee. All we need to do is get a meeting together.
Yeah, but last week with the 2 different things we've had for the last 2 weeks, it's been real hard to get anything. But
We don't look to pay those good employees.
if you vote to pay those 2 employees, you're voting to do this without looking at it. I would prefer not to, but I just want you all to understand that we need to meet as soon as possible. All right, so I have a motion on the floor by Linda Vargas, seconded by Greg Wolf to table the City of Dunbar Code and Policy at this time. Is there any other questions about
I'd like to ask a question. I volunteered for this committee, and the way my work schedule is right now, if somebody else would like to take my spot on the committee, have at it, because I got to work tomorrow and 2 other days this week, so I don't know when you can schedule a meeting. You can actually be evening.
Yeah, we can be.
Well, the evening be good, if you want to do that.
Does anybody that's on the committee have a problem meeting tomorrow evening? Say 6 o'clock?
I can do that.
Is everybody that's on the committee okay at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening?
Who's on the committee?
Yes. I think it's three and one of you all down here.
You, Jim?
Me. I thought it was Jim too. Huh? You. Whatever, let everyone that be on, that must be on this. So,
Like I said
can
before,
you be here tomorrow evening at 6?
I should be able to, yes.
All right, tomorrow evening at 6, right here.
Okay, got it.
Yes. All right, we'll have this worked out tomorrow evening. All right. Is there anything else we can do? I want to thank everybody for their hard work and time that they put in over the last 2 weeks. We had Public Works and you poured a heck of a lot of concrete in a 4-day time. I did not have to pay that out of my pocket. Thank you.
You do well.
Yeah, we'll get lunch one day. I'll provide lunch for all the guys. Yeah. I think that the Rib Fest was great. I had a lot of compliments from the Rib Fest. I had a lot of compliments from the Fall Festival. All were good, and recommendations to keep the fireworks. If everybody got to see the fireworks, if you didn't get to see the fireworks, you needed to move just a little bit and move softly. Let's see. That's Donnie's department, and the rec centers, fire department, and police department were present and did all their good stuff. And I believe the last 2 weeks has been really good. And now we're moving on to the holiday of actually not the holiday, but Halloween. And does anybody have the date of when the Halloween deal will be? The 23rd. So the Boo Bash will be the 23rd of October, 6 to 8, and it'll be held in the quad at the same place that the Fall Festival was held. We originally discussed holding it over at the police department parking lot. With COVID, we're not going to have it in the building, and the amount of people that we'll have, I think that the Library Plaza will be the best area for it. Limited access to, so I think it would be a nicer deal over there. All the vendors, we talked to individually, all the vendors, and they all liked it except for lights. And we're going to work on that issue for next year down the center of the walkway. Other than that, I believe, yes.
I have no complaint about the Rib Fest. There was a few complaints about the operators of the rides at the carnival, that they were drunk. And they shouldn't have been operating those rides with kids on them.
I never heard that. We were there.
Okay, well, I'll get the people saying that they said that they could smell it.
Really. There was alcohol being sold, beer being sold down there, but I don't know what the carnies had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, right.
We will probably be not having another Rib Fest, and it's not because we didn't have a good turnout or anything. It's just circumstances are coming that we won't have the area that
Yeah, you had a good turnout, that's for sure.
they had good concerts, they had a good time, and I went down there today, and most of it looks pretty good. They've reseeded and rolled out all the areas. I'll be contacted here in the next few days, I'm sure, trying to get his deposit back, and if everything is passable, we'll give it back.
Just because he's still doing all that.
Yes. But he has took the time, he's rented equipment, he's fixed all the divots and the planted grass, he's grew hay
They
over
were
the
down there on
top.
Monday morning.
So
Nice.
then this past week, we've had a long, busy week, and I'm glad it's over.
It was fun.
It was fun. I think the seniors did really well, and all the vendors actually did really well. All right, Steve.
Good.
Mike.
I got a couple questions, Donnie. The alley, 200 block alley between 21st and 22nd Street. You guys go through the alley, cut out about 7 or 8 places. My contract.
Okay.
so Dunbar Avenue from the other side of the fire station east, just about all of the stop signs, street signs, whatever, are pushed up. I mean, it's crazy going down. I don't know about beyond Dunbar, that's just what I observed throughout that street. And you, that 17th in West Virginia, a guy's been put into pillars for 8 years. We got a big hole there, I think 3 pillars of a concrete mixture, all that stuff's been there forever. We get that cleaned up. I mean, I've been trying for 8 years to get it cleaned up.
I have to talk with them on. But,
Yeah, I know.
I'll get them all out.
Yeah, I know the guy, I know where you're going. That's all.
Oh,
No, sir, I'm good.
oh,
After the blanketing last week of the city tickets, I assume everybody else is coming. I've asked the ordinance committee.
Thing that you like.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've asked the ordinance committee to put that particular ordinance on the agenda, so maybe we can discuss some changes that are made to that ordinance.
It's not an ordinance, it's a West Virginia law.
I understand, but the way it's written in our city code, it's just not relevant to some of our structures or streets.
It's in the driver's manual, it's handed out.
Okay, and we can update our ordinances to reflect the way we want it to apply on our city streets.
So you want to change the law?
Yes, yes, I do. It doesn't work well for the way our city's set up. The intent of that law is to keep people from driving into the face of oncoming traffic. And on most of our streets, or in our residential areas, they're one way only. You can only move a car one way at a time, one direction at a time. They can't drive into the face of oncoming traffic. There's not room.
But if it's one way, that's the only way.
No, I'm not saying that it's a one-way street. I'm saying there's only room
One
for
lane
one
traffic.
car to go in each direction, one car at a time.
Right,
Yes.
that I understand. But you can still park going in the correct direction.
Okay, 1200 block Payne Avenue, what is the right direction? There's only room for cars to go one direction at a time. So 1 minute, the traffic is going east-west, the next second, the traffic is going west-east. There is
Park
no,
on one side of the road.
is it that big of a deal?
Yeah, it bothers me.
Okay, so we're gonna ticket 184 people because it bothers you?
Yeah, it's a
Is
state
that the
law.
number, 184?
They weren't ticketed, they were warnings.
It could have very easily been tickets
That's
instead
right.
of warnings.
Okay.
I agree with Bobby. It has never been a rule in this city in probably 75 years. And
But
I
still,
think it's a silly thing to bark at it.
Chief Oxley contacted, or is in the process of contacting, most of those 184 people to let them know that it is against the law.
Do you think that's the best use of our police chief's time?
There were no crimes committed, nothing, the police didn't go out on any runs during that time.
Okay,
So there was nothing wrong with it.
okay, but wait a minute. That same night, the gentleman came to council and begged this city to help him with the 7 encampments at his property. And we basically told him, sorry, we're working on it. But yet, then we went out that very night, our police force issued 184 tickets.
Uh-huh.
You think that's the best use of their time?
But those encampments are on state property.
Inside the
State-
city limits.
Then they should have made their choice. If the encampments was the worst thing, that's what they should have worked on. The parking tickets is something that police officers should do when they're driving around the city. I have a car still sitting on Payne Avenue that's been there for 4 months. They did turn it around once they got the ticket, but it's still got a dead sticker on it. It's still been there for 4 months.
Mayor, all I started with was I asked the ordinance committee to put it on the agenda so it can be discussed. I didn't mean to, I don't want to take over this meeting.
Well, I took a lot of flack for it, and I stood
So
up
the
for
rest of us.
myself.
We all got it.
We all,
Well,
we all did.
it's a petty thing, really is. I'm sorry, but that's my feelings.
Well, it is your feelings. I don't think it's petty at all.
I mean, our police department's got a lot better things to do than go look cars parked the wrong way.
And they can make their choice of which one is the most important at that time.
Okay. I'm to keep this going, but do you think they made that choice that night, or do you think they were told to do that? Because I doubt seriously they watched this meeting on YouTube and decided to go out on their own and issue 184 tickets.
Okay.
Well, I would hope they done it while they were driving around the city.
Okay.
I just want to thank the mayor and all of our department heads and all of our employees for the great weekend that we had. I got several calls on the fireworks. I mean, a lot of old Dunbars missed that, said it had been years and years since they'd seen fireworks all over the hill. So I just want to thank everybody for the good weekend we had.
June. Here's a great 2 weeks. I thoroughly had a blast, man. I always do, you know me, man. Park was sensational. It was the greatest fall festival I think we've had in years. It looked great. You and all of the staff, everybody did a great job getting everything done. Now that we're back on, we're hoping to get back on schedule. I got a couple of things, and of course it's the tri-ship on top of Roxanne Hill that's been laying there for 8 months. I'd love to see it come down off the side of the mountain because those people aren't even in town anymore, can't be contacted anymore. So all it's gonna take is just a couple of guys, about 15 minutes, float at the bottom of the hill and haul it off. Also, the 2 houses up on Taylor Road, we still want to look at those and what's going on. We've still got a couple little squatters going in and out there. I know we've talked about those for the last 7 years. And then my last agenda is the garage apartment there at on Roxanne Road too. I know we're going to look at that too. The guys also running catering business.
I contacted them.
They're divorced right now.
Yeah.
One of them lives in Maryland, and the other lives in the eastern.
Exactly.
In Wheeling, he's in Wheeling. I actually spoke with him last
I dealt with his wife
Wednesday.
on the other. So let me see if I can get hold of her again. I don't know if those things got split up in the divorce or what's going on.
And then Donnie on Moore Avenue and Payne Avenue and the alleyways. There's actually really more on both 1,200 and 1,300 blocks. There's been trash limbs and stuff that's been laying there for, I guarantee, 2.5, 3 months. We've got a house that's being sold right now, and there's been limbs and trash laying there since we started back in June. I know we got that, I guess, the sidearm motor. Is it working? Yes. Need a few places to run around on there to the state. They've already closed it up. I guess there's sidearm motor there on the
State.
State. Well, I didn't know that half of our city gets done from North Charleston, half of our city gets done from Hudson County. Is that true?
I don't know why anything.
I didn't hear that.
One,
Up to West Warren Road, like for instance, it's supposed to get cleaned out by Putnam County. You were talking about
They
it.
sent me the scary creek, they said scary creek handles everything over here.
I always thought it was down there.
That's the interstate, that's not, that was the interstate. Yeah, that's the interstate, that's not,
Oh, okay, that's not much more, or that's not approximately.
no, Roxalina and all that.
It's him, by North Charleston.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the
That's not
interstate
down by there.
itself is handled
I
by,
think they're having a problem with their sidearm over, and they said they were done pretty much cutting the sidearm.
I discussed it with,
I didn't know we got to
Don
that.
this morning about getting up there, especially between the old Huck Fins and the railroad crossing, to try to get that stuff that the state poisoned cut down. And we're gonna work on getting that up in there.
There's some alleyways, or I don't see how you get trash truck down. I really don't, man. I ain't taking my truck down, but I know we're back on, hopefully we can get back on the schedule. Same thing about grass, we can cut grass, now we're back on.
I have released the fire, or the grass company, and We have 2 guys and whatever he can spare to go out grass cutting every day right now, and I'm getting ready to hire 2 more as a temporary deal until grass cutting season's over. I have both applications. I've already, Donnie met with one of them today. He's supposed to come in and pick up his package and get employed.
These 2 guys are doing a better job than our contractor did.
Well, you got that right. That's good. No more evidence after that. That's good.
Yes.
I'd like to add something else. Last week, somebody kicked the trash can over at Family Dollar in the street.
The city,
Yeah.
all over, every trash can that was out around the city was kicked over.
Well, I stopped on my way to work and started picking that up, and Jay and the other guy that runs with him stopped and helped me pick all that up, so.
That's supposedly retaliation for the policemen and the feral vagrants out of Plaza. Because they were over there destroying flower pots.
Well, they stopped, I mean, it probably took us 30 minutes to clean all that trash up, and they stopped, and they were on their way to cut grass, and stopped and helped me pick that stuff up.
Sharon?
Yep. I want to talk about 1303 Charles Avenue.
We can't discuss specific properties in here without the owner being notified.
It's a mess.
We'll take a look at it. You can always call my office.
How is it?
Take a look at it. You can't discuss in an open forum without the owner being notified.
So basically, our hands are tied if we have
No, ma'am.
trashy neighborhood
No, ma'am, absolutely
that
not.
moved into our nice
All you have
neighborhood.
to do is call my office and let me know what the address is, and we'll take a look at it. And anything we
I'll
can
let
do.
my husband talk to you. Don's here talking.
He talked to me, and there's been some,
Oh,
there has been some, discussion about your neighborhood quite a bit here recently. And those items are being addressed. Some of them have to go through court. And with those going through court, we've had issues where somebody will call in sick. And then it's another month before we have court again. So those are in
been
the
going
process.
on for several months. It's getting-
Within the last month is when we've really started getting it. So,
And they've got their equipment, like a big truck, a white truck that they store things in. And then they've got like a trailer that they put stuff in, and I doubt a fire truck could get through there. Now, somebody's told me that a fire truck will get through, whatever. Is that true? Because I will rest my mind if that's true.
the fire truck will get to your house, one way or another.
One way or another, through
Yes.
traffic, through whatever.
Yes.
Parked in the way.
Correct.
Okay.
Yours is a really easy one to get to from 3 different ways, but,
If the gate's not locked,
you know,
yes, it is. But, we go up and down those streets and it's
I
kind
understand.
of,
and that's, like I said, we've been looking into all the accusations, allegations, and all that, and they will be addressed and taken care of.
it's just nothing next to me. And it's
Nowhere is,
nowhere is, you're right, absolutely.
till the legislature and the higher ups can figure out a way to deal with the issues we have in today's society, we're gonna be in a world of crap for a while.
Okay.
I agree with her that we had a serious problem on 24th Street with all of the cars. My neighbor bought a car, he's left it in front of my house now for 45 days. He will not move, he bought it just to aggravate me, because he and his wife parked in front of my house. I know it's a public street, but they park, his truck, vehicle, and his new car are all in front of my house. And there's no one parking in front of their house. And you know, the thing they had that old van that still sits there, he's got it in his driveway. But this is starting to get down to harassment. And I don't want to have to leave Dunbar. I love Dunbar. I've been here since 1963. I've had my kids here, and our street over there, this is a wonderful street. We've got great, great neighbors. But you can have two people move in and absolutely destroy the whole neighborhood. That trash over there can cause everybody, if I wanted to sell my house, I couldn't. Somebody comes up to my house and all they have to do is look across the street and then run.
And again, there is court things that we have to go through before we can do anything. And then when the court decides, we can go in there and clean their property up for them if they don't want to do it.
Keep us abreast, would you?
There's some things that I can and cannot discuss with you. I mean, some of the things that you've asked from me, I cannot give. I don't even ask whenever I asked the chief to do something. I don't ask what the results were as far as who, what, how, when, or where. I just have him take care of the issue. I am not even privileged to know who owns the vehicle that's parked in front of my house.
I'm not either. But I know whose car that is. And it was a spike move for me. And I can't do anything about the car. But it's taking, they do this for everybody. They pile their vehicles up, their bike, and at least their whole property and street. No one is parking there. And that's not right. I can't even go in front of my house and unload my groceries. There's no room. I either have the big truck and all the trailers that he's got, or I have his car, and I don't have any place to even take my groceries out.
This is again being addressed. It will be addressed.
Okay. Well, hold you to it, you know.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Let me ask you all something.
Sharon, do you have anything else? Linda?
I want to give a great big thank you to Jesse and Bub for the Fall Festival, and especially for all you did for the senior department. We had a good 2 days. We didn't quite make our goal, but we were close. So, but we had a great time. Everybody loved what was going on and stuff, and especially with the ballet performances. So they were good. Yes, thank you.
Again, it was a good weekend, and one bunch of guys that I did not thank, and I really need to thank is the reserves. They were out here all night, all day, and they did a great job, so make sure you let them know that we really appreciate everything with that. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
And I ordered Greg when we went to the Fall Festival. That was a nice festival, really. But I take my dogs walking every morning and evening. And I find so many people think that the grass outside the fence doesn't have to be mowed. It will even grow out onto the street. And I was talking to Greg, we need to put in the newspaper that, folks, the grass outside your fence is still yours.
I've been talking to people, some people, I'll put it in the newsletter. I've been talking to some of them. We have a little bit of an issue with some of the businesses, especially in different areas in town that are not cutting the grass. So we will put that ordinance in to one of the newsletters.
I tagged 5 today on your street for that.
Or when I walk in the mornings and in the evenings, and I'll even walk a couple streets up from that. And so many people, I mean, the grass is not like this on the street. And Dunbar is a good town. We have quality people, we have quality everything. And for people not to take care of their property is a disgrace to all of us. Because if you've got grass growing out there, I mean, they're out on the sidewalk into the street. And I mentioned it to them if I see them. I said, folks, you know that the grass outside your fence is yours. You're supposed to cut it and take care of it. But I'm just doing my duty.
We've been having a lot of issues with the grass in the road. We should have done it for it. Does try to keep an eye on that. I noticed that this weekend. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
I just want to thank the guys that I worked with last week on that concrete job, because I pushed them as hard as you could push through. And that was Dave Eagle, Mike Kane, Brandon Williams, Sean Flowers, and Will Bragg. I mean, I worked them hard, and it was miserable hot out there. And I'm just glad we got it done.
Yeah, me too.
Fortunately, the weather was in our favor. If we had a rain day, we didn't have a big hit up there.
It looks good.
It came out good. Still a little bit of touch up to do with brick sidewalk pavers. As far as concrete goes, I'm proud of this. They work hard.
If you noticed that I talked to, the management over at the towers today, the bushes that are behind Joy Dental here, we took the concrete barriers out of those and put them in front of the two entrances to keep cars from going in and out of that area so that we could stop that. I talked to them. We cleaned all the trash out from underneath the bushes where the homeless were living. And I called the management today of the Dunbar towers and told them to get the bushes trimmed back or at least cut down. They told me they were going to take them down and put wrought iron fence 8 foot tall around there. And I said, when? And they said, next year. And I said, no, cut them down now. So that'll be happening. Anybody else have anything else?
Mr. Mayor, for the good of the order, if there's no other city business, I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.